Okay. All right, this is give me a demonstration to get started with your digital art show flyer. So we're going to be using Adobe Express to create your art show flyer. So it's going to look kind of like this when you're finished. Key points though for your flyer though, just real important. You want to make sure to have the title of the flyer. So it should say High Point High School. Instead of digital art show, we're going to have it say digital art exhibit. So this information is located in the text information here. We're gonna have it say open 4/17 at 3 p.m. I'm gonna give you guys a QR code. The QR code is in the Google Drive folder, but I'll put the QR code. Or the QR code will be there by the time you guys do your assignment, and then messages just click on QR code to access the show. So this is the digital show. We're gonna have you be able to access it through the QR code, and then just at least 8 works of art from the to display like artwork on the flyer itself. Okay, so those are mandatory things to make sure you're incorporating in your flyer design. These should have been drawn or sketched out in your layout designs from your assignment that we did before. So it was the 5 layouts. So you're just gonna pick one of your best. Pick your strongest layout, and you'll just do a design based off of it. So okay, now we're gonna do the project though in Adobe Express. Okay, so it may ask you to log in. So just make sure to log in with your school email account. Just make sure to, log in with password properly. But it should be pretty easy to access. Or if you want, you can do this on your Chromebook. Or if you, you really want to, I can, give you a keyboard to do it on the computers in the room. So one thing I did notice that was nice about Adobe Express though is it looks the same no matter what platform you're using, or very, very similar. Okay, to start on the assignment though, you would click on the plus on the top left-hand corner. Click on plus, and then you'll scroll down and look for the one that says flyer. So you can click on flyer to get started with the flyer. Okay, and this is gonna be your workspace that's on the right side. Okay, now left side though, you'll have a couple of different options or features. By default, it's gonna give you the template options. So I don't want you guys to use the templates just because these are just like kind of pre-made templates already. So not really fun. I don't really see too much of your creativity in your work because you basically work off a template. And to be honest, though, it'd probably be really hard to find a template exactly for our needs for our flyer. So don't use the flyer templates. Okay, I do want you guys to create your own original designs for your flyers. Okay, but in terms of these options, though, you can definitely use theme if you want. If you want to create like a color theme, you're gonna be mainly using stuff on the plus and the text, and then upload your artwork on there. Brands. This is you made a branding. I had this like branding with a logo, but you're probably not gonna use that. Okay, so the way I would start it though is I would just click on the plus. I'll click on elements, and you can scroll to the right side and left. These are mainly design things you can use. You can use design assets. Feel free to use any of this stuff here. Backgrounds, shapes, icons, stickers. So I'm okay with some of the stuff though that you guys can use. I'm going to use the shape tool because mainly we're just going to draw shapes to figure out how the layout will look. So again, you want to go back to that assignment though. To look at your layout designs. Okay, now some of these, are a little bit easier than other ones. I've always found like the ones that are like kind of rectangular shaped a little bit easier. It is kind of hard to do like this more diagonal type of a composition, but I mean we could try it out though. Doesn't hurt. Okay, so there are some limitations with this program though, which I'm starting to see that now when I was kind of playing around with it the other day, but there are limitations to it. So I'm going to click on this rectangles. I'm going to view all, see all my different rectangle examples. So I'm going to use this one with the black shape on here. Okay, so you can rotate it and then make it bigger, smaller. You can have it go off the page. So I'm going to try to do this design. This one's pretty easy. It's just like a triangle or a diagonal rectangle and then like kind of 2 triangles. So okay, but Yeah, definitely I would just kind of like lay out the shapes where things will go. Okay, unfortunately with this program though, it's not quite intuitive because like some programs you can just kind of put the image in the square. We're gonna have to do something a little creative or unique with this particular program. So I could duplicate the same shape again, reuse the same asset. I'll just change this to a blue so you can see like the difference in colors. So I'm gonna line that up there. I'm gonna duplicate it one more time. Make this. I guess we could do like a darker blue. So I'm just basically just getting an idea of like how my layout will look or like my composition. So kind of want to make it look like that, but let me look at my sketch. Okay, so I had actually lined up with the edge of the left side of the page. So it's okay if you want to change your design a little bit though, but if it's obviously if it's working out real well in your sketch, nothing wrong with copying it. Okay, so now I have like a pretty decent idea of like a layout that I want to do. Okay, and then from here though, then you would just add your artworks and things. So okay, now there's two ways you can add your artworks. You can click on upload to upload it from your iPads. Now to find the artworks though, you would go back to assignment number 37, and just download all the artworks that you need. And I might add some more artwork next week. These are just the ones that we've gotten so far. So I'm going to try to open this up in the Google Drive. Okay. Yeah, stuff wasn't working earlier when I was trying to show you all. So these are different artworks you guys can incorporate in your flyer or in your flyers. So I'm just going to click and hold, download them. I'll download 4 of them just to show you for now. You want to have at least 8 or more works. And so pretty much 8 works though would be like, well, this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's about 12 works on here. So you can probably you probably upload most, if not all of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on upload here. Click on photo library, and then I'm just gonna upload the works one at a time. So just gonna click on the check up here. Okay, and then we have your artwork on there. All right, now, so here's the fun thing you can do with like the artworks is you can crop and frame it your own way. So if you double click on the frame itself, there's a couple of different unique frames you can do, or you can freeform it too, but I like using these ones down here. So, if you want to just keep it a simple rectangular shape or square, that's fine. You can keep it a square, so you can just crop it any way that you want. We'll kind of focus a little bit more in there, and then just double click it or click on done to finalize it. Okay, so obviously since I have like more of a diagonal design, I'm gonna have to rotate the shape a little bit more. So I'm gonna rotate it, put it in here. I might want to make this a little bit smaller, but so this one's a little bit tricky though. So you might want to use the keyboard to like move up and down, but you can kind of freehand it to fit it in there. So that could be one of my designs. Add another work, photos. Let me pick this one here. So now to get the framing though, you have to double click on the image again with your fingers. And just do square again. Okay, so square, rotate. Oh, actually, let me undo that. Okay, click on done, and then you can rotate. So we're just gonna fit it on here, rotate it, and then resize if we need to. Try to keep it, in this case I would want to do like a little checkered pattern, so I could keep it next to each other, or I may not have enough pieces to be able to do that. So if I wanted to, I could do like a little checker pattern too. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to design like your final layout, but I might want to do like a little checker pattern for it. Okay, so that's adding text and images, and you could definitely do like different frames. The other example I had before. Yeah, I did like round frames too. So click on here. You can do like a round frame as well. So done. And if you want to have fun with the designs, you can actually overlap, and you want to move things like in front. And maybe I want to change this frame into a circle. You can be really creative though with like the the layout itself. If you feel like something else would work better for it. Okay, so that's modifying your images, and then the text though. This is pretty simple though. Click on text, and then just add your text. So we'll type in High Point High School Digital Art Exhibition. Okay, so kind of hard to read what I wrote, but you can move it up here. And then I don't remember how I did the layout. So it is good to go back to your sketch if you can. Or you can just experiment too. It's up to you. Okay, so I had it on like the right side of the panel. So, I can click here, click on it, rotate it. Try to line it up. So you probably have an easier time if you just have like a simple square one. So it looks like a. Okay, but you get the idea though. So you can change like your fonts, the looks. Maybe try something that's a little bit bolder. Change the colors. So, if you want to incorporate school colors, I'm okay with that too. It's up to you. You have quite a few options though, with how you want to, do the look of your flyer. All right. Okay. All right, but yeah, just let me know if you need help or have any questions on things. But that's pretty much bare bones, stuff for the flyer. Oh, another thing too, if you want to change like the colors of the backgrounds, I had a hard time changing the actual like things. It doesn't really give you a lot of options. So let me see. Oh, actually, there's gradients in here. Okay, so you can actually do some gradients if you want. So these are like preset gradients on here. I guess you can customize your own gradient too. But another thing too, if you want to like add unique backgrounds, you can do add contents. I just do media photos. You could just say like just say I want like dark blue background or something. You can search some backgrounds. So the only thing though is when you use these as like a background though, it's like they just overlap what's on there. So that's if you want to use that as like a background. All right. But you can use like images as backgrounds though. You just don't have as much options though if you use like the shapes of the backgrounds. But I didn't see the gradient part for like that part. Okay. All right.